Hey guys, hey guys, this is Gaurav. Welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. This is our follow-up session of ServiceNow Developer Training. Before I start, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Gaurav Tripathi. I have 9.5 years of experience in IT with 6.5 years of experience in ServiceNow Architect Solutions and Project Delivery. In this video, we are going to talk about debug client scripts. Now, as of now, you have learned how to write client scripts, what kind of methods, what kind of API you use in client scripts. Now, one of the important factor of a developer or performing a scripting is debugging. Because it's not mandatory that every time you write a scripts, it gives you the exact expected results. And sometime it might happen that when you are writing a code maybe of 20 or 30 lines and you're not getting the expected results. In that case, you have to check that why I'm not getting the right results. In that case, debugging is the best way to find out the basic reason that why your script is not working. What are we going to learn? We will learn about the tools for debugging client scripts, that what are the tools involved. So when you write a client scripts and if you want to debug, what are the tools you can utilize to debug client scripts? And then how to debug client scripts. We will show how you can utilize these tools for debugging client scripts. So the tools for debugging client scripts. Now, as you can see, we have mentioned four tools. Let's start with the first tool we have, that is JavaScript Log. So ServiceNow provides you a method where you can use that logging and then check whether your scripting is working fine or not. Then we have FieldWatcher. Then we have response time indicator, that how your form is responding. How exactly scripts are getting loaded, how much time they are taking. That's what you can do. And then we have try and catch of JavaScript. Now, try and catch is not something invented by ServiceNow. It is the global used JavaScript methods. That's what you use, try and catch. The first tool we have is JavaScript Log. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is our incident form, but at the bottom, this is a new screen, which I enabled. So there's an option which I will show you in the practical session just later on. So as you can see, we have this JavaScript log. Now this window or this section shows you all the logs running on this particular form. Now, what if you want to check your code, maybe that's written in maybe 30 line of code, and you want to check whether some part is running or not. In that case, you can use the JavaScript method we have provided by ServiceNow, and that is JSLog. So if I go to my next slide, we have this how to write a JavaScript log. That how can you show that log in ServiceNow for client script, and that is JSLog. So JSLog is a method which you can utilize to write the JavaScript log and check whether your script is running or not. The next tool we have is FieldWatcher. Now, in the same section of JavaScript logging, we have another tool. That's this next section. We have FieldWatcher. You can see we have this incident form opened, and you can see we have all these elements where you can check different scripting you have in ServiceNow. Like you can check ACLs, workflow activity, business rules, client scripts, data lookup, data policy. But as of now, just to show you, I have just selected client script. And for other functionalities you have like ACL business rule, you will see in later section of ServiceNow Developer Training. Then we have response time indicator. Now ServiceNow has created a section at the bottom of the form Like every form or every UI have, you will see this in your native ServiceNow platform UI, that it shows you the response time. Now, how you open this? So if you will open ServiceNow form by default, that you will not be able to see the exact what you can see on my screen in the red section, but there will be a watch over there. So you can see that watch, which is highlighted in blue. If you will click on that watch, then it will show all these details like response time, what is the network, how much time you're getting, and then server time. And everything you have, this is in milliseconds. The time which is mentioned, the numbers which you are seeing, those are in milliseconds. And if you will put your mouse in this particular section, you will see some more details. And we will see it in later section. And the fourth one we have is try and catch. That is not something invented by ServiceNow. That is the global which you use in JavaScript. Even if you're writing a JavaScript apart from ServiceNow, you definitely use try and catch for debugging. So let's take a look at how exactly you can utilize these tools for debugging client scripts in ServiceNow. This is my personal developer instance. Now, as we talked about our first tool, that is JavaScript Log. So if you remember, we showed you on the screen that with that section which was on incident form. So let me show you how exactly you can enable it. So if I open any incident form, I have this incident form, and I go at the right top, we have the settings button. If I click here, you have to go to this developer section, this click on developer tab. And you have this one called JavaScript Log and FieldWatcher. If you enable this, you will automatically see at the backend that this has enabled. So I will close this, and now this is open. Now we have to talk about JavaScript Log. So this is that section. Now here you can do that scripting and put that method, that JavaScript log which we talked about, that is JSLog, that will show right here. So let's try to do some debugging with the help of JSLog method. So currently we are on this screen. As of now, I'm just closing this. I'm going to create a client script. I will create a new client script. And this will be demo for debugging. I will run it on load. Now, let me show you how exactly that log comes. So if I go here and I put JS log and I put like this is the demo of client script debugging. I'm just saving this. Now, if I open my form, I'm click here. Now, as you can see, we have put in on load. I have loaded this form, and if I enable it, so let's open in the same window. I am opening it. I have enabled JavaScript logging, and now I'm opening the incident. So I have opened the incident, and if you will go at the bottom, the form was loaded. Now you can see we have this. This is the demo of client script debugging. And let me make it large. Now you can just like resize the window, small, medium, large. If you want to delete the logs, you can click here. It will remove all the logs. And what if I reload it again? Now it's loaded, but your log, which you mentioned in your method, it will be right here. Yep, we have this. This is the demo of client script debugging. So this is not just showing just for one log, it is showing every JavaScript log we have. That's what it is showing. It is also showing that we are running on load, this particular script. That's what it is showing. All the client scripts is running. So this is how you can check the logging for any kind of coding you're doing in your client script. And in that case, even if I go to my client script again, and this is demo for debugging, and let's try to write like gs dot or maybe g underscore form dot add info message. This is first phase. So you can write like this. This is first phase. And I will put like log message. Then I will put here g underscore form dot. Now it might happen that by mistake you have put in the wrong method. Like I have just removed E letter and I'm just writing that log message. This is the second phase. Now let me remove this for now. And I'm putting the semicolon and here as well. And I'm saving this. Now, as a developer, you can see that it is not giving any kind of error message to me. Even I have removed that E from my method. So as a developer, I might do some mistakes. Now, let me run this and see if it is working. So if I go to my form, it's running on load. Now you can see it says log message. This is first phase. Now this is running just the first one, not the second one. Now what if you have multiple lines? As of now, just a demo, I have shown you that I have written only 2 lines. But it might happen in your client script. You might write 20 lines or 30 lines. And there can be some different functions or different sections as well. Maybe if else statement, multiple if else statement. How would you find out that which section is running, which not? So in that case, what I will do, I will go to my client script. I will divide my scripting in sections. So I will put JS log here just to check if it's running. And then I will put log message for first phase. And I'm going to write this for second section again. GSLog log message for second phase. Now, as you know, a script always runs line by line. It will run this, then this, and then this. So let's save this and see the results. So I'm going to my incident again, opening it. It's running, but I will enable JavaScript log. I will remove everything, and then I will reload it. I'm reloading it. So it's showing me the first result, which we have mentioned as add info message, and it says log message for first phase. But let's check, is it showing for second phase? Absolutely not. So as I mentioned, it is failing at the basically on the third line of scripting, and there we have some problem. So in that case, what you will do, you will go back to your script, you will go to your script, open it, and check, okay, this one is not running. That means there is some problem with this particular line. So I will check it again and I will see, okay, I have not written this E. I will write E here. I will save it. And then I will remove everything and I will go to my incident form again, remove, and load it. This time you can see both the methods are running and even the logging message which we have are also running. So this is how you can debug your client script with JavaScript log. So JSLog is a really good tool to use, good method to use for debugging client scripts. FieldWatcher is another tool for debugging client script. It displays the information about all actions performed by the system on selected field. So you can understand with the naming convention, it says field watcher. That means it watches the field which you have selected and shows you the information, whatever action is being taken on that particular field. Now, in order to enable field watcher, what you need to do, you need to, for example, if you're watching any field and you want to see what kind of action is happening, or if you are doing something, or you have written some client script, or you want to see whether what action is being taken on that particular field. So let's select this one. So you have to right click on that field. At the bottom, you have this watch priority. So you have to select this watch. Once you will click on that watch priority, it will automatically enable the field watcher. As of now, client script is selected. So let's reload the form and see if something happens. If I'm reloading the form, as of now, it is not running anything. But what if I change something as per the priority? So let's change the priority. I'm making it as high. And you can see I changed the impact. It automatically ran this client script. If I have this one, I have this alert which I wrote a client script. I'm clicking OK, and this is showing the change of value. Now, as you can see this information in this particular screen. Now, what kind of information it is showing? This is the timestamp, then this is the action taken. That means what kind of action is being taken when you are changing or whatever action being taken on that particular field. Then you have caused by, that due to which client script it is being like doing, or this action is being performed. So that is this client script. And then we have old value to new value. So if you remember, you had this 3 and you made it 2. 1. Then you have urgency 3 to 1, but now you have this 1, and that is what it is showing, the change of value. So what was the old value and what is the new value? And if you will open this particular section, you will see the different client script it was trying to run. So it was running this one, every client script we should run. At the end, we have this work notes mandatory on change of priority. And that is the reason it is showing, because if priority is changing, then work notes should be mandatory, and it is mandatory. So in this case, if you have written any kind of client script on this particular field, then you can check it whether it is running properly or not. So this is the feature of FieldWatcher debugging of client script. The next tool we have for debugging client script is response time indicator. Response time indicator is really useful to check if your page is loading slowly or not. It shows you some details about network time, server time, and browser time. Now, how exactly you see response time indicator? On any form which you have in ServiceNow, go at the bottom. If you go at the bottom, there's a clock here. If you click this clock, it will show you the details, and it says response time, and all the timings which are showing here, it's milliseconds. So it says response time is 3098 milliseconds. And in that, you have network, it's taking 3, server 2659, and then you have browser is taking 436 milliseconds. And why it is taking a lot of time? Because when you are on cloud, first of all, and you are getting all these data, all the content of the forms from ServiceNow Cloud. Now, all these three sections we have like network, because first, when we will load the form, it will go to ServiceNow Cloud, get the data, and how much time it is taking to get that data. So it says 3 milliseconds. Then you have server. Now, from server, it loads all the files or all the contents you have. Then you have this 26559 milliseconds. And then you have browser. That means browser will show it, make that content in browser. That will also take some time to load all the files you have at the backend. So if I just, for example, if I click here again and I just put my cursor on this particular clock, you can still see the same information. But if you will click here, it will show, it will expand it and show you the right results. And you can see it says like colors, like in red, it says network, then you have this server, and then you have this browser. So all three different colors. Now, this is also one of the way, because if you are showing the form to the end users, that means they are working on the client side. They will definitely do some action at the backend, that is with server side, but the client side is really important because that is being loaded on the user's screen, on user's browser. So if you will write multiple client scripts, then it will definitely hamper the performance of the user form basically. Any form, if you are writing multiple client scripts on incident form, then it might impact the performance, because when page gets loaded, it loads all the scripts which you have written. It will try to run every script you have written on the client side. So you have to see, and this is how you can see that if you're getting really maybe high value of these milliseconds, then you can check whether is there any client script which is hindering the performance of any form you have in ServiceNow. So this is all about response time indicator. The next tool we have is try and catch. That is not provided by ServiceNow. This is a global method which is being used by JavaScript. In JavaScript, there's a method which we can use for runtime errors. If you want to catch the runtime errors that you can get with the help of try and catch. Let's take a look at how exactly you can use this in your client script. So we are on incident form. I will go to client script. I will cancel this and I will go to Client Scripts, leave. We have this demo for debugging. So we have this, if new value, alert this. If not, so what we can do. Now it might happen that you have some errors in this scripting. Now in order to save that, what we will do, we will try to handle the error and we will put it into try. So we will try this section, that is if new value is equal to 1, and we will catch error, that is the error, and we will put here JSLog log message. We do have an error. And I will put the error value here, which we have just created over here. And that's it. Now I'm going to save this. Let me go to incident form. And I can open the JavaScript log as well. I am changing it to P1. So we are running this. Now you can see we are not getting that log because the first line, that try, it is running without any issues. Now what if we definitely have some issues in that scripting? In that case, what I will do, I will go to my client script. I will close this, leave, and I will close this section. This time I am making some error. Now it is not giving me any error. As a syntax it might give, but this is the JavaScript syntax. So I'm just writing alert. Now this should not run. And if this should not run, that means it should give me some error. And that's the reason we have written this catch. So I will save this. I will go to my form. I will close this and I will reload it. I will change the value. Yep, we got the error. And it says log message, we do not have error reference error. Alert is not defined. What error you are getting, it automatically shows over here. Now this is the best way to debug. So when you were writing the script, you didn't know about the mistake you did because you were using rather than alert, you were using alert. But you don't know. You as a developer, when you are writing the script, you are not aware of it. But what we did, we just check with the help of try and catch that try this scripting. If it doesn't work, show me the error. And that's what you get it in catch. And that is what it is showing you. And this is how now you can go back to your scripting as a developer. If you got this error, you will close this, you will go back to your script and check where we have this error. It might happen that you have written 30 or 40 line of code. So you can check which error it is giving and you can find it. So I have this error and I will just put T because I know that I have written it in a wrong way, and I will just save it. Once it is saved, I have corrected my script. Now it will again run try, not the catch one, because it will run without any issues. It will not give any error. If try gets failed, then only it will go to catch and shows you the error message. So this is how you can use try and catch method for debugging client scripts. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe, like, and share my channel and my videos. Have a great day.